Okay. Let's start our wisdom talk. You hear me? And the PowerPoint's running, right? Okay. Okay, the topic today, I pick up, it seems like being prisoners. The reason I pick up this topic because you see, in any prison, when one get into that, it's hard to escape from that until they're released. Compared to our world, um, we it's hard to get out of this world. Some people living in a small country, they never get out of that country for a whole life. So it seemed like being prisoner of the world, of the country, something like that. It's interesting. Let's follow me to my name is Chayanont. Okay. Can you escape from this world or the defilement? The world and defilement. It's hard to get escape out of the world or the defilement because defilement, we are surrounded by defilement all the time. First of all, why don't we feel like we are in jail? That we will talk about that later on. And when did we start this prison? When did we start this prison? When we are dead, will we be considered out of this prison? How long have we been in prison? And what did we do wrong? So we have been in jail in this world. Many people won't maybe disagree with that, but let's say just follow this talk. For how long are we going to be in jail in this world? The Buddha rediscovered that thing has been happened in this world, in this universe. The Buddha just rediscovered it. I use the word rediscover because the previous Buddha discovered that, and the Buddha, the present Buddha, rediscovered. Actually, the world and the universe are prison of all beings. The world and the universe are prisons of all beings. That's a huge and beyond estimated, as the prisoner don't think that they are actually in jail. It's not just the human world that is prison. The whole universe is considered. And hells and heavens, which is in different dimensions, are also prison. Angels, deities, they are in prison too, but they are good prisoners. Hell's creatures are bad prisoners who have been miserable, tortured. What's more, this prison has a lot of hidden rules and regulation. Hidden rules and regulation. There is no revelation, including control, punishment, and confinement. It's all hidden. It's all secret for the prisoner. It doesn't appear that this prison has been built for so long, and who created it. Importantly, there is also no food to feed them. They must live their own lives. Until the Buddha attained the enlightenment. He knew all the secrets Therefore, its reviews as follows. Number one, there are two rules for the prison. Number one, there are two rules for the prison. One is law of karma, and the three characteristics of existence, which is impermanence, suffering, not self. This, that he discovered two laws of karma, and the three characteristics of existence. Let's talk about law of karma. Humans are always in control without letting them be aware of. In short and simple, you reap what you sow. Prison owners are most afraid that prisoner will know this rule, because if the prisoner find out, he will find a way out of prison. So the one who set up this huge prison try to hide the rule, regulation, and make something like a pressure for them to feel enjoy in something else. Another rule is the three characteristics of existence. Use the controls in a hidden way. Three groups of that: impermanent, that's the unsteadiness, uncertainty, or unsustainable. That's impermanent. Everything is impermanent. Suffering, that's a praise from being born, and cessation. In the end, it can keep the old same condition. It's suffering, in the end, it can keep the old same condition. Anatta is not being self. No one can control or command it. It's not non-self. The mechanism of this rule, is accelerating time. Rush everyone to get older, to get sick, and finally dead. To the end, this life is suffering. The life is suffering. Therefore, this rule is a tool to squeeze prisoner to be worried, anxious, distressed, and troubled. Therefore, this rule is a tool to squeeze prisoners to be worried, anxious, distressed, and troubled. And find a way to repeatedly break the law of karma. If do good, you get good thing. Do bad, you get bad thing. Like in a prison, cannot do anything to try to break the law of karma. So in the end, you're running around the law of karma for a long period of time. Number two, that we have been talking about is number one. This is number two. Bodies are mobile prison. Our body are mobile prisons. Physical form of animal body limits ability, behavior, and intelligence. For example, tiger have to kill for living. Killing is not good, but tiger, lion, those animals have to kill for living. The killing is bad, so they will get the karma of killing, get the retribution of that killing. Maybe next round or next lifetime, that tiger or lion will be killed and revolving around that circle, maybe 500, 1,000 lifetime doing like that. Buffalo is not doesn't have to kill for living. Buffaloes, the great threat is forced, but it's forced with limited intelligence. See? Particularly, the hell creatures are not only disgustingly ugly, he is also going to be punished for terrible tortures in the hills, in the those creatures in the hill. Number three, disability is a torture machine. Disability is a torture machine. They are like being fat, too much fat. It's hard to walk. Too thin, blind, dead, slanted leg, broken leg. You don't know that this handicapped body are one of the chains. They can't see it. They therefore don't realize they are a prisoner chained to a torture machine. What's the difference between one is broken leg or he lost his leg and the one that chained his leg to the torture machine? You know, the feeling is the same thing. Prison or jail in different country. Or number four, no food for prisoners. Prison or jails in different countries all over the world. There's free food provided for prisoners. But for the world prison that lock up human and animals, prisoners have to eat their own. To eat their own. They can eat whatever they want to satisfy it, unless breaking the law of karma. Not kill another person for food, something like that. Number 5, ways to punish prisoner. It will be obscure. Don't let prisoner know. For example, this is just an example. Don't be serious about it. But this is what the Buddha told us. According to the 5th precept, not consume alcohol or drugs. In the next lifetime, they will be filled with hot melted copper or something like that. Don't be serious about that example, but I just show you. An adulterer must climb the iron tree around with sharp thorns. Just listen to them. Don't worry about that. Because the Buddha discovered it. But people often do not believe that. That's okay. Number 6, ways to control prisoner. This prison also obscures the way it controls and oppresses inmates by burying defilement in their mind, burying defilement in their mind, to let them think about the bad thing, the evil thing, instead of doing good thing, wholesome deed. But defilement buried in the human mind aim to control and ruthlessly destroy all being in the world, to destroy all being in this world. That's why we have all die eventually. When it is affected through the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, the mind is forced to be clouded. That's why the mind starts accumulating greed, anger, and delusion, and turn it into physical, verbal, and mental bad behavior. So it's running into a cycle of breach of the law of karma. They were jailed in agony. Doing that thing, and he is jailed in agony and run around that circle. So it like a prisoner are waiting for execution again and again. Do bad thing to get the retribution in bad thing, and it was forced to do bad thing again, and wait for execution again and again, next round, round and round and round. So be a slave of defilement for eternity. So the parable is the same as the owner of the farm. The owner of the farm, he doesn't want the animals in the paddock to get out of their detention, even one. But try to keep those animals in paddock. So prison, or this cycle of birth and death, does not want all kind of being to get out of detention, even one also. The farmer doesn't want the animal get out of paddock. And this prison for being, or this cycle of, in this cycle of birth and death, birth and death, birth and death, does not want all kind of being to get out of detention, even one not. Nobody live forever. Everyone to be dead. Whenever all defilements are withdrawn from the mind, that is the state of attaining enlightenment. When the Buddha attained enlightenment, when the Arahanta attained enlightenment, he can eliminate all defilement. No greed, no lust, no hatred, no anger, no revenge, no delusion, no jealousy, no prejudice, no ignorance, and that the state of attaining enlightenment. When we reach that state of attaining enlightenment, human will then be free immediately. Human will then be free immediately. It means that human or animal or being will not running around in the karma cycle, in the retribution cycle. So he would get out of it and will never be born again, and never be born again when he attained enlightenment and when he free from all defilement. However, some human beings do not believe that. They continue to be in the prison, running in that circle, killing and be killed, stealing and be stolen, running around in that cycle forever. If you don't believe that, we won't try to get out of that cycle. But now we know that this is the way to get out of that cycle, is to eliminate all defilement and get out of that cycle. And we will be free. Sometimes it's hard to believe, but it's okay until we believe that and we try to get out of that defilement, and we'll be free. Okay, that's it for today. That topic. Thank you, everybody.